And by the way, just replacing one central monopolist with another central monopolist, a lot of commercial banks aren't terribly excited about that. Maybe you're going to have to give some ownership. Maybe you'll have to give 50% of your ownership to the 20 banks that are now, part of this. I mean, there are other ways to build incentive systems. Maybe you put a native token in there, and you give them the native token. So there may be other incentive ways to beat the current monopolist. And we're also always thinking about how to ensure that there's a check to slow down your startup from gaining market power 5, 10, and 15 years from now. They don't want you to be the next clearinghouse like the Chicago Mercantile Exchange or Intercontinental Exchange. They don't want you to be the next central node of market power.
Give a type of money that can only be spent for a specific number of reasons. And some worry about that state control or whatever, but like in this particular narrow use case, you want to give checks to individuals to get the economy moving again.
Yeah.
So if you think of programmable money that expires if you don't spend it.
Uber, Bitcoin, self-driving cars. Combine those three together, and you have the self-owning taxi. A car that is a corporation that owns itself, pays for the car lease, the car insurance, and the gasoline from the revenues it makes, giving passengers a ride, and there's not a single human involved in that matter.
Something else going on here. Nothing to do with Donald Trump. We're in the middle of what I'd call, other people call, the fourth industrial revolution. Is there going to be middle class where, Moore's Law, the IT, the way we're walking, artificial intelligence? Look what's happened to all the retail jobs that got lost because of Amazon. Now people go to Amazon, and so all across the country, a couple 100,000 people lost their jobs. And people are worried. Truck drivers I talked to are saying, well, they're going to automate trucking, I know, and I'm not going to have a job.
So we are very eager to hear from you. The fourth industrial revolution has one big challenge. It is the holding out of the middle class, which is a pillar of our democracies. So, topic, and Dr. Schwab, I'm flattered you'd asked me to keynote. There's an expression in my old neighborhood back in the United States. This may be above my pay grade. It's not above yours, though. You've written extensively on the topic that you've asked me to speak to, mastering the fourth industrial revolution. This fora defines that as change fueled by a digital revolution.
I'm convinced that we will destroy, unfortunately, a lot of employment. Just think of self-guided cars and all the drivers losing their jobs. Let's look at the bank employees and so on.
If you're left behind, you're facing something far worse, which is to be completely irrelevant. They won't even need you as a serf or as a slave.
We're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort. And China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols? Who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe. If you do like what you're listening to, please inform your friends and family and spread all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books, Cryptoteacher and the new Road Order book. The new Road Order book is going to show you how the world works. It is definitely time to wake up out of your sleep in the times that we're in right now. Plus, guys, we know we're waiting on that next main event towards the end of the year. Like I told you, that would happen. Don't forget this is Shemitah year. And then also, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids books. It's definitely time to re-educate. And also, those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon, much love, keep it coming. Do not forget I have the new World Order cryptos in my Patreon. Do your own research, but going inside of a bear market, you definitely want the cryptos that have real use cases. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores, keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, Bitcoin and crypto is flat. And guys, we see we have absolutely no volume in the market. But we know CME opens tonight. We know that's going to bring in a little volume. We know once CME opens, it's going to move the market. And then, of course, again, once the stock market opens, the market is going to move again. And it's all based on yield rates, guys. Make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. On Friday, they pushed the yield rates down. Don't forget about volume. We have absolutely no volume in the market. We need volume in order to move up or down when you're talking about big moves. And then, of course, guys, we have Tether USDC. And then we have the Fed. Repo still over 2.2 trillion. We are days away from another rate hike. Plus, we are days away from midterms. And guys, this is going to be the most exciting 14 months in your history. And I know those who've been keeping up with the actual events, we're saying, how can it get even more suspenseful? It's going to, guys. It's all a movie. Remember, they have to distract the masses in order to build this 4th industrial revolution. Whether robots, algorithms, and drones take over the economy, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. And don't forget, I'm doing those 60-second videos, so then therefore you can see how automation is going to run through the economy. And they've been working on a lot of these things for 10 years or more. So they're already ready to go. The same way when the C word happens, everything works smoothly because we had things like Zoom had already been worked on for more than 10 years. This is all part of a bigger plan. And we have all the central banks working on a digital currency, or these banks working on their own stable coins. The reason why, because they're even more powerful than fiat currencies. On a push of a button, they can create more for less money than what they're doing with fiat, these fake pieces of paper. Now, guys, don't forget about Grayscale. Moved up slightly. Make sure you're paying attention to the actual allocations, and also watch the video I did last night. But getting over into a little crypto news, guys, we had Aptos getting a slightly pump. And guys, don't forget Andreessen, my guy, is an investor. And if you know why I call him my guy, please go back to when I first started this channel. Now we have Sam Bankman Fried elaborates on DCCPA. And guys, we know DeFi is definitely the new banking. But if we say that DeFi is definitely the new banking, we know the central banks don't want to give up control. You heard what Gary Gensler stated. They want to have their hands in anything that's going on. We know this. But who has been funding crypto and DeFi from the beginning? The big banks and the big corporations. It's not like we can't see the funding round, guys. And also these big exchanges. Go look at the funding rounds. It lets you know everything. Only thing you have to do is follow the money. And you know the crypto gives you what? The truth. Nothing but the truth. Yes, the truth hurts, but it sets you free. And I know I haven't said it in a while, but we know the banks are the biggest what? The biggest drug dealing, money laundering, gun running son of a guns. And lastly, we have the Bankman and others funded PACs plan on a blitz of ads and lead up to midterms. And guys, we know how important these midterms are, but one thing we also know, the bird has to have two wings to fly. Yes, we have Democrat and Republican. That's just the system they set up in front of the masses, the Hegelian dialectic, so therefore they can choose a side. But both sides are working for the king in order to move the NWO's agenda. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows. When it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you, don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance, do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys, make sure you go like, subscribe, spread it everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming, while everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the C-Ray, the biotech stocks, and while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.